welcome, and thank you for allowing me to spend a little time with you tonight. Perhaps you've already tried to fall asleep once tonight. You closed your eyes, settled into the comfort beneath you, and hoped that sleep would arrive naturally. But instead, your mind quietly wandered into tomorrow. It found conversations that have not happened yet, responsibilities that are still waiting patiently for the morning, small moments that somehow feel bigger in the silence of the night. Before you even realized it, tomorrow had quietly followed you into bed. If that feels familiar, you are not alone. Many minds spend the quiet hours trying to protect tomorrow. They search for better answers, better plans, better ways to make sure everything will be all right. They do these things with kindness, believing they are helping, even when all they are really asking for is permission to stop carrying tomorrow before it has even arrived. Tonight, you do not have to solve tomorrow before sleep is allowed to find you. Outside, the gentle rain continues its quiet rhythm beyond your window. It has been falling long before this evening began, and it will continue long after sleep has gently found you. Every soft raindrop arrives without effort, before quietly making space for the next. Nothing rushes, nothing competes. The whole night seems content to unfold one peaceful moment at a time, gently reminding you that not everything in life needs to happen all at once. Without changing your breathing, simply notice that your body has already begun settling into the comfort beneath you. Every easy breath arrives exactly when it is needed, before quietly leaving again. Your body has never forgotten how to breathe. It has never forgotten how to rest. Sometimes it simply waits with great patience for the mind to remember that it no longer needs to stay one step ahead of tomorrow. Perhaps you can imagine yourself looking through a rain-covered window into the peaceful darkness beyond. The lights in the distance appear softer through the falling rain. Trees move gently beneath the evening sky. Quiet streets seem almost untouched by the busyness that filled them only a few hours ago. Everything outside appears content to leave tomorrow exactly where it belongs, allowing this gentle evening to remain peaceful for just a little while longer. Inside, everything feels different. The room is warm. The blanket rests comfortably around you. The gentle sound of rain creates a peaceful distance between you and everything waiting beyond this evening. Nothing outside these walls needs your attention tonight. Your thoughts do not have to disappear. They do not have to become perfectly quiet. You are not here to empty your mind. You are simply allowing tomorrow to become a little less important than the comfort surrounding you right now. Little by little, the quiet room begins to hold more of your attention than tomorrow. The gentle rain begins to hold more of your attention than planning. The peaceful feeling beneath you begins to hold more of your attention than everything waiting for you in the morning. Nothing is being forced. Nothing is being hurried. Everything is simply becoming a little softer. As the rain continues through the night, allow yourself to settle a little deeper into the comfort beneath you. Allow your breathing to continue exactly as it wishes. Allow tomorrow to remain exactly where it belongs, waiting patiently for the morning while you remain here, surrounded by warmth, gentle rain, and the quiet understanding that nothing is expected of you tonight. There is nowhere else you need to be. Nothing waiting for your attention. Nothing that cannot wait until morning. For now, there is only this quiet room, this gentle rain, and the peaceful understanding that tomorrow has never needed you to carry it through the whole night. As the quiet evening continues to settle around you, there is no need to wonder whether tomorrow has disappeared. It hasn't. It is still there, waiting patiently where it has always belonged. But perhaps it no longer feels quite so close. The thoughts that seemed so urgent only a few moments ago begin to soften at the edges, gently losing some of the importance they carried when the room first became quiet. Nothing has been solved, and yet something already feels different. The simple act of no longer carrying tomorrow quite so tightly has begun to create a little more space within your own mind. Outside, the rain continues its gentle rhythm without ever asking to be noticed. Tiny drops gather upon the window before quietly slipping down the glass, each one making room for the next. Somewhere beyond the rain, distant lights glow softly through the darkness. Trees move gently in the evening breeze. The whole world seems content to move at its own peaceful pace, never rushing towards the morning, never trying to arrive before its time. There's something deeply comforting about that quiet patience, gently reminding you that life has never expected you to carry every tomorrow before today has even come to an end. Perhaps your breathing has become a little easier to notice now, not because you are trying to change it, but because your body has quietly continued doing what it has always known how to do. Every gentle breath arrives with effortless certainty before softly making way for the next. Your body has never needed reminding how to find this rhythm. It has simply been waiting for your busy mind to discover that it no longer needs to race quite so far ahead. The room feels wonderfully calm. The warmth surrounding you feels familiar. The blanket rests comfortably around you. The gentle rain continues to create a peaceful distance between this quiet moment and everything waiting beyond tonight. Nothing here is asking you to think harder. Nothing here is asking you to stay prepared. Nothing here is asking you to solve tomorrow before morning arrives. Your thoughts may still appear from time to time. That is perfectly all right. You do not have to push them away. You do not have to hold on to them. You are simply allowing the quiet comfort surrounding you to become a little more noticeable than the endless planning that has occupied your mind for so much of today. Little by little, the peaceful room begins to feel more real than tomorrow. The gentle rain begins to feel more real than your worries. The comfort beneath you begins to feel more real than the plans still waiting for another day. Nothing is changing all at once. Everything is simply settling into its own gentle rhythm. As the rain continues beyond the window, allow yourself to remain here for a little while longer. Allow tomorrow to wait without guilt. Allow this quiet evening to become exactly what it has been inviting you to experience from the very beginning. A peaceful place where nothing is expected of you. Nothing is being hurried. And tomorrow is free to arrive in its own time, while tonight quietly belongs to rest. Perhaps the quietness of the evening feels a little more familiar now, not because anything around you has changed, but because your attention is beginning to settle somewhere different. Tomorrow is still there. It has not disappeared. The conversations you were rehearsing may still exist somewhere beyond this room. The responsibilities waiting for the morning have not been forgotten. The decisions you will eventually make are still waiting with quiet patience. But perhaps they no longer feel as though they need to be carried through every moment of this peaceful night. They seem a little further away now, gently stepping back as the comfort surrounding you begins to ask for more of your attention instead. Outside, the rain continues exactly as it always has. Every gentle drop arrives without hesitation, before quietly making space for the next. The window softly catches the evening light as tiny streams of rain slowly find their own path across the glass. Somewhere beyond the darkness, the world continues turning exactly as it should. Nothing has stopped. Nothing has been forgotten. Everything simply continues at its own gentle pace, quietly reminding you that tomorrow has always known how to arrive without needing your help throughout the night. Perhaps there is something comforting about that thought. Morning has always found you, every single time. There has never been a night where tomorrow failed to arrive. There has never been a morning that needed you to stay awake, protecting it. The quiet room seems to understand this. The gentle rain seems to understand this. Perhaps, little by little, your own mind is beginning to understand it too. Without changing your breathing, simply notice how naturally your body continues resting here. Every comfortable breath arrives with the same quiet certainty as the rain beyond the window. Every slow breath gently reminds your body that this moment asks nothing more from you than allowing yourself to remain exactly where you are. Nothing needs to be earned. Nothing needs to be completed. Rest has never depended upon finishing every thought. Inside, everything feels warm. The room remains peaceful. The blanket rests comfortably around you. The gentle rain continues to create a quiet space between you and everything that belongs to another day. Nothing beyond these walls needs you right now. Your thoughts are welcome to come and go. There is no need to follow each one. There is no need to decide which thoughts deserve your attention. You are simply discovering that the comfort surrounding you has begun to feel a little more important than the planning that once filled your mind. Little by little, the rain becomes easier to notice than tomorrow. The quiet room becomes easier to notice than your worries. The gentle warmth surrounding you becomes easier to notice than the endless questions waiting beyond this evening. Nothing is disappearing. Nothing is being pushed away. Everything is simply finding its own quiet place. As the rain continues through the night, allow yourself to remain here a little longer. Allow tomorrow to rest where it belongs. Allow this peaceful evening to gently remind you that there has never been any expectation for you to carry the whole of tomorrow while you are still living in tonight. As this peaceful evening continues to unfold around you, there may be moments where you almost forget about tomorrow altogether. Not because you have pushed it away, and not because every question has found its answer, but because the quiet comfort surrounding you has slowly become more reassuring than the endless thinking that brought you here tonight. The mind is no longer trying quite so hard to stay one step ahead. It is simply beginning to discover that for this little while, there is nowhere it needs to go. Outside, the gentle rain continues with the same quiet patience it has carried throughout the evening. Tiny drops gather upon the window before slowly finding their own path across the glass, never hurrying, never falling behind, simply arriving exactly when they are meant to. Beyond the rain, the darkness feels calm and welcoming. The distant lights remain soft beneath the evening sky, while quiet streets rest peacefully until another day begins. Everything beyond this room seems content to leave tomorrow exactly where it belongs, allowing tonight to remain beautifully undisturbed. Perhaps that same feeling is beginning to find its way into your own thoughts. They may still appear from time to time, a memory, a conversation, something waiting for the morning. Yet each one seems a little quieter now, a little less demanding. They no longer ask you to stop everything and follow them. They simply arrive, remain for a gentle moment, and quietly continue on their way, making space for the peaceful stillness that has been patiently waiting beneath them all along. Without changing your breathing, simply notice how naturally your body continues to rest. Every gentle breath arrives with quiet certainty before softly giving way to the next. There is nothing to improve, nothing to slow down, nothing to control. Your body has always known how to settle into the night. It has simply been waiting for your mind to remember that it does not have to stay awake protecting tomorrow. Inside, the room feels wonderfully still. The warmth surrounding you feels familiar. The blanket rests softly around you. The gentle sound of rain continues to create a peaceful distance between this quiet moment and everything waiting beyond tonight. Nothing outside these walls is asking anything from you. Nothing beyond this evening needs to be carried right now. You are simply allowing yourself to experience this moment exactly as it is. Little by little, the quiet room begins to feel more familiar than tomorrow. The gentle rain begins to feel more familiar than planning. The peaceful rhythm of your breathing begins to feel more familiar than the endless questions your mind has been trying to answer. Nothing is being forgotten. Nothing is being left behind. Everything that truly belongs to tomorrow will still be there when morning gently arrives. As the rain continues beyond the window, allow yourself to settle a little deeper into the comfort beneath you. Allow the peaceful rhythm of the evening to quietly hold this moment for you, and allow yourself to discover that you have never needed to carry tomorrow through the darkness in order for tomorrow to find its way into the light. The longer you remain here, the more natural this peaceful evening begins to feel. It is no longer something you are trying to create. It has quietly settled around you, gently becoming part of the room, part of the rain beyond the window, and part of every comfortable breath that continues without asking for your attention. Nothing has changed suddenly. Everything has simply softened, one quiet moment at a time, until the stillness around you begins to feel as though it has always been waiting for your arrival. Outside, the rain continues with its gentle certainty. Every drop falls without hesitation, before quietly making space for another. The window glistens beneath the soft evening light, while distant rooftops disappear into the peaceful darkness beyond. Somewhere, the world continues exactly as it should. Morning is slowly finding its way towards another day, completely unaware that your mind has spent so much time trying to meet it before it arrives. There is something wonderfully comforting in realizing that tomorrow has never needed you to stay awake in order to find you. Perhaps that understanding is becoming a little easier to believe now. Not because someone has asked you to believe it, but because the quietness surrounding you seems to carry a gentle truth of its own. The rain is not preparing for tomorrow. The room is not preparing for tomorrow. The night itself is simply unfolding exactly as it was always meant to, quietly inviting you to unfold with it, without changing your breathing. Notice how effortlessly your body continues resting here. Every gentle breath seems to settle a little deeper into the comfort beneath you. Your shoulders no longer need to carry so much. The small muscles around your face begin to soften. Even your thoughts seem content to arrive a little more gently than they did before, as though they too have started listening to the peaceful rhythm of the rain. Inside, everything feels warm, everything feels calm, everything feels unhurried. The blanket rests comfortably around you. The room continues holding this quiet moment with gentle patience. Nothing here is asking you to become anything different from who you already are. Nothing here expects you to solve another problem before you are allowed to rest. You are simply being welcomed into a peaceful evening that has been waiting for you all along. Little by little, tomorrow begins to feel less like something you must carry, and more like something that will quietly arrive on its own. The gentle rain becomes easier to notice than the planning. The warmth of the room becomes easier to notice than the worrying. The comfort beneath you becomes easier to notice than the endless search for certainty. Nothing has been forced. Nothing has been left unfinished. Everything is simply finding its own quiet rhythm. As the rain continues beyond the window, allow yourself to remain here for a little while longer. Allow the peaceful stillness of the room to gently hold whatever you no longer need to carry tonight. And allow yourself to rest in the quiet understanding that tomorrow has always known how to arrive, without ever asking you to stay awake and watch over it. The quietness of the evening seems to have found its own gentle rhythm now. Nothing around you feels as though it is asking to be hurried. The room remains peaceful. The rain continues beyond the window with the same soft certainty it has carried throughout the night. Even time itself seems to have become a little slower here, allowing each quiet moment to settle naturally before gently giving way to the next. Tomorrow has not disappeared. It simply feels further away. The thoughts that once seemed eager to pull your attention towards the morning now appear with a little less urgency. They no longer seem to arrive carrying the same weight they did when this evening first began. They come. They gently pass through, and they quietly make space once again for the comfort that surrounds you. Nothing has been pushed away. Nothing has been silenced. Everything has simply begun to settle into its own peaceful place. Outside, tiny droplets continue their quiet journey across the window. Some gather together before slowly slipping down the glass. Others remain for a little while longer, softly reflecting the warm light from inside the room before continuing on their way. Beyond them, the night stretches peacefully into the distance. Houses rest quietly beneath the darkness. Trees sway gently in the evening breeze. Somewhere beyond the rain, tomorrow patiently waits, never asking you to arrive before you are ready. Perhaps there is something deeply comforting about knowing that. Tomorrow has always waited. It has never demanded that you meet it in the middle of the night. It has never expected you to carry every answer until morning. The only thing this quiet evening asks of you is that you allow yourself to remain here for a little while longer. Without changing your breathing, simply notice how naturally your body continues to soften into the comfort beneath you. Every gentle breath feels unforced. Every easy breath quietly reminds you that rest has never been something you needed to earn. Your body has always known how to let go when it feels safe enough to do so. Perhaps your mind is beginning to discover that same gentle trust. Inside, the room feels warm. The rain feels familiar. The peaceful stillness surrounding you feels quietly reassuring. Nothing beyond these walls is asking you to think any harder. Nothing beyond this evening is asking you to remain awake. You are simply allowing yourself to experience this peaceful moment exactly as it is. Little by little, the comfort of the room begins to feel more certain than tomorrow. The gentle rhythm of the rain begins to feel more certain than your worries. The quietness surrounding you begins to feel more certain than the endless need to prepare for everything that has not yet happened. Nothing is being forgotten. Nothing is being neglected. Everything that belongs to tomorrow will still be there when the morning gently arrives, exactly as it always has. As the rain continues through the night, allow yourself to settle just a little deeper into the warmth surrounding you. Allow this peaceful evening to continue holding whatever no longer needs to be carried, and allow yourself to rest in the quiet understanding that tonight has never been about preparing for tomorrow. It has simply been about allowing yourself to find peace before it arrives. As the evening continues to unfold, you may begin to notice that the quietness no longer feels unfamiliar. It has gently become part of your surroundings, wrapping itself around the room with the same patient calm as the rain beyond the window. There is nothing dramatic about this moment, nothing that needs to happen next. The night simply continues exactly as it is, and somehow that feels deeply comforting. Tomorrow still waits beyond the darkness. It always has. There are still conversations that will happen when they are ready. There are still responsibilities that belong to another day. There are still decisions that will quietly find their own answers in time. Yet none of them seem quite so eager to call for your attention now. They have gently stepped back, almost as though they, too, understand that tonight belongs to rest before it belongs to anything else. Outside, the rain continues its gentle conversation with the world. Every drop arrives with quiet certainty before softly disappearing into the rhythm of the night. The trees move only slightly beneath the evening sky. The distant lights remain blurred through the rain-covered glass, glowing gently without asking to be noticed. Everything beyond this room feels wonderfully unhurried, quietly reminding you that life has never expected every answer to be found before morning arrives. Perhaps that same quiet patience is beginning to settle within you. There is no need to hurry your thoughts. There is no need to hurry your breathing. There is no need to hurry yourself towards sleep. Sleep has never responded well to being chased. It arrives quietly, often in the very moment we stop waiting for it. Without changing your breathing, simply notice how comfortably your body continues resting beneath the warmth surrounding you. Every gentle breath feels a little softer than the one before. Every easy exhale seems to carry away a little more of the effort you have been holding throughout the day. Nothing is being forced to leave. It simply no longer feels necessary to hold on to everything quite so tightly. Inside, the room feels peaceful. The warmth feels reassuring. The gentle rain continues to create a quiet space between you and everything waiting beyond tonight. Nothing outside these walls needs your attention. Nothing beyond this evening needs to be carried. Nothing is expected of you here. You are simply allowing yourself to remain in a place where everything can wait until it is ready. Little by little, your breathing becomes easier to notice than your thinking. The quiet rhythm of the rain becomes easier to notice than tomorrow. The peaceful comfort surrounding you becomes easier to notice than the endless search for certainty. Nothing has been lost. Nothing has been forgotten. Everything that matters will still be waiting with the morning, exactly where it belongs. As the rain continues beyond the window, allow yourself to remain within this gentle stillness for a little while longer. Allow the peaceful rhythm of the evening to quietly carry this moment for you, and allow yourself to discover that the safest place for tomorrow has never been inside your thoughts tonight. It has always been waiting peacefully for the morning, while this quiet evening simply invites you to rest. Perhaps without even realizing it, this peaceful evening has already begun to hold you a little more gently than it did when we first met. The room feels wonderfully familiar now. The rain beyond the window has continued its quiet rhythm without ever asking for your attention, and yet somehow it has become part of everything around you. It seems to soften the darkness beyond the glass, soften the quietness within the room, and perhaps even soften the busy places within your own mind. There is nothing more you need to understand tonight, nothing more you need to remember, nothing more you need to work out before morning arrives. The night has never asked you to carry so much. Outside, the rain continues exactly as it always has. Every gentle drop finds its own quiet place before making room for another. The window glows softly beneath the warm light inside the room, while the peaceful darkness beyond stretches calmly into the distance. Somewhere, another evening is quietly becoming another night, just as this one is. Everything feels wonderfully unhurried, as though the whole world has agreed that this is simply a time for slowing down. Perhaps your thoughts are becoming a little quieter now, not because they have disappeared, but because they no longer feel quite so important. They may still arrive from time to time. A memory, a plan, a small reminder of tomorrow. Yet each one gently passes through without asking you to follow it very far. They arrive like the rain itself, quietly appearing, quietly moving on, never needing you to hold on to them. Without changing your breathing, simply notice how comfortable your body has become beneath the warmth surrounding you. Every gentle breath arrives with quiet certainty before softly leaving once again. Your breathing has found its own peaceful rhythm now. There is nothing you need to change, nothing you need to improve. Your body understands exactly what this evening is inviting it to do. Inside, everything feels still. Everything feels safe. Everything feels wonderfully peaceful. The blanket rests comfortably around you. The gentle rain continues to create a quiet space between this room and everything waiting beyond tonight. Nothing outside these walls is asking anything from you. Nothing beyond this evening needs your attention. Nothing is expected of you here. Little by little, the peaceful rhythm of the rain becomes easier to notice than your thoughts. The warmth surrounding you becomes easier to notice than tomorrow. The quiet comfort beneath you becomes easier to notice than everything that once seemed so important. Nothing is being left undone. Nothing is being forgotten. Everything that belongs to tomorrow is quietly waiting where it has always belonged. As the rain continues beyond the window, allow yourself to remain here within this peaceful stillness. Allow each gentle breath to carry you a little deeper into comfort. And allow the quietness surrounding you to gently remind you that this moment has never asked you to do anything more than simply rest. The peaceful rhythm of the evening continues without asking anything from you. The gentle rain still falls beyond the window with the same quiet certainty, while the warmth surrounding you remains exactly as it has been, calm, comforting, and wonderfully unhurried. There is something reassuring about knowing that nothing has changed. The room continues to hold this quiet moment just as gently as it did before, allowing you to simply remain here without needing to think about where the night is taking you. Outside, tiny drops of rain continue their slow journey across the glass. Some quietly meet before flowing together. Others disappear into the darkness beyond, making room for new droplets to arrive. There is no beginning to this gentle rhythm, and there is no ending that needs to be noticed. It simply continues, peaceful and steady, inviting everything around it to become a little quieter with every passing moment. Perhaps your breathing now feels as though it belongs to the same gentle rhythm. Every comfortable breath arrives without effort. Every soft exhale seems to melt a little deeper into the warmth beneath you. Nothing asks to be changed. Nothing asks to be controlled. Your body quietly understands this peaceful evening in a way that requires no words at all. The room feels beautifully still. The blanket rests comfortably around you. The gentle rain softly fills the silence without ever disturbing it. Everything here feels safe. Everything here feels calm. Everything here feels exactly as it should. If a thought quietly appears, it can simply arrive, remain for a gentle moment, and drift away again, just as the rain continues to fall beyond the window. There is no need to follow it. There is no need to wonder where it came from or where it is going. The quiet comfort surrounding you has become a far gentler place to rest your attention. Little by little, even the space between each thought begins to feel peaceful. The quietness becomes familiar. The warmth becomes familiar. The gentle rhythm of the rain becomes wonderfully familiar. Nothing is asking you to hurry towards sleep. Nothing is asking you to notice the passing of time. This peaceful evening is simply unfolding around you, one quiet moment after another, gently carrying you wherever your own natural rest wishes to go. As the rain continues beyond the window, allow yourself to remain within this gentle stillness. Allow each easy breath to settle naturally into the next, and allow the quiet comfort surrounding you to continue holding this peaceful moment gently, patiently, without ever asking anything more from you than simply being here. The quietness of the evening seems to carry itself now, needing nothing from you as the gentle rain continues beyond the window. The room remains warm. The darkness beyond the glass remains peaceful. Everything has found its own quiet rhythm, and without trying to do so, perhaps you have found that rhythm too. There is something deeply comforting about allowing the night to simply continue exactly as it is, without asking it to become anything more. Outside, the rain falls with the same gentle patience it has offered throughout the evening. Every soft drop arrives quietly before gently giving way to another, creating a rhythm that never hurries and never pauses for long. Somewhere beyond the rain, the world continues sleeping beneath the night sky. Roads remain still. Houses rest peacefully. Trees move only slightly with the breeze. Everything feels wonderfully content to leave this moment untouched. Perhaps your breathing now feels almost effortless to notice. Each gentle breath arrives softly. Each easy breath leaves just as gently. Nothing feels rushed. Nothing feels unfinished. Everything simply continues with quiet certainty, as though your body has completely remembered what peaceful rest has always felt like. Inside, the room feels calm. The warmth feels familiar. The blanket rests comfortably around you. The gentle rain continues to fill the quietness without ever disturbing it. There is nothing you need to listen for. Nothing you need to think about. Nothing you need to follow. You are simply resting within this peaceful evening, while everything around you quietly continues exactly as it should. The warmth beneath you feels steady. The quietness around you feels steady. The gentle rhythm of the rain feels steady. Everything seems to move with the same patient calm, softly inviting you to drift a little deeper into comfort with every passing moment. Nothing is expected of you. Nothing is waiting for you. Nothing needs to happen before rest is allowed to continue. This peaceful evening has already given you everything it came to offer. The quiet room, the gentle rain, the comforting warmth, and the quiet understanding that you have been safe here all along. As the rain continues beyond the window, simply remain here within its gentle rhythm. Allow each easy breath to settle naturally into the next. Allow the warmth surrounding you to quietly hold this peaceful moment. And allow the stillness of the evening to gently carry you wherever peaceful sleep is already beginning to lead you. The gentle rain continues beyond the window, just as it has throughout this peaceful evening, quietly filling the silence with its soft and familiar rhythm. Nothing asks to be different now. Nothing asks to be understood. The room simply remains warm, calm, and wonderfully still, gently holding this peaceful moment exactly as it is. There is nowhere left to go. Nothing left to prepare for, nothing left to carry. Everything that belongs to another day has quietly remained where it belongs, allowing this evening to become exactly what it was always meant to be. A quiet place where your mind no longer needs to work quite so hard. Outside, the rain continues its endless conversation with the night. Tiny drops gather upon the glass, before slowly finding their own gentle path into the darkness below. Somewhere beyond the window, the world continues resting beneath the evening sky. Nothing hurries towards the morning. Nothing worries about the passing of time. Everything simply continues with quiet patience, allowing each peaceful moment to become the next. Perhaps your breathing now feels as gentle as the rain itself. Easy, comfortable, unhurried. Each soft breath quietly arrives, before gently leaving once again, without effort, without thought, without asking anything from you at all. The warmth surrounding you remains familiar. The blanket rests comfortably around you. The peaceful room continues holding this quiet moment with gentle kindness. Everything feels exactly as it should. There is nothing to improve, nothing to finish, nothing waiting for your attention here. Only this gentle evening, this quiet room, this familiar warmth, and the peaceful rhythm of the rain. If a thought quietly appears, it can simply drift by. If another follows, it too can quietly continue on its way. There is nothing you need to hold on to, nothing you need to push away. The quietness surrounding you is already enough. The rain continues. Your breathing continues. The peaceful evening continues. Everything gently unfolding. One quiet moment after another. And as the rain continues to fall beyond the window, allow yourself to drift a little deeper into this quiet comfort. Allow the warmth beneath you to gently hold you. Allow the peaceful rhythm of the evening to remain with you for as long as you need. I'll remain here quietly while the rain continues, while the night gently unfolds, and while peaceful sleep finds you in its own perfect time. Nothing is expected of you. Nothing is required of you. Nothing needs to happen now. Only this moment, only this quietness, only the gentle rain and peaceful sleep.